This year, Nanchang's blind dating scene witnessed a dramatic clash. The woman, distrusting the matchmaker, demanded on-the-spot verification of the man's assets. A car worth over 300,000 yuan, a local Nanchang commercial property, savings exceeding 1 million yuan, and a 380,000 yuan dowry. Failure to meet any of these signaled a lack of sincerity. The man, unwilling to back down, countered, "I need to verify the goods too." His demands: a premarital health check, a postgraduate degree, virginity, and full fertility. Missing any of these, she's not worth the price. This guy, a 90s-born man from a well-off family with his own achievements, met all her financial criteria. The meeting started cheerfully, but the woman declared herself traditional, insisting on the 380,000 yuan dowry and upfront asset checks. The man, also claiming tradition, retorted, "If you want a dowry, I want a virginity check. If we're doing tradition, let's do it fully. Dowry for chastity, security for purity." They parted ways unhappily. Later he remarked, "They preach gender equality but turn marriage into a bidding war for elite genes. If you want tradition, let's ditch the double standards." Do you support this approach?
In this clip, a woman recounts a blind date where she demanded asset checks, car, property, million in savings, and a hefty dowry, only for the guy to hit back with demands for a health check, postgraduate degree, virginity, and fertility proof. Men, you've faced this hypocrisy. She wants your wealth but cries foul when you ask for transparency. Why play her game when she's pricing you like livestock? Think that's wild? The next clip's a lonely sob story.
I'm 34, unmarried, and probably won't ever be. No one picks someone my age. In a few years, I won't even be able to have kids. I must be insane, thinking I can find a soulmate in this desire-driven world.
In this clip, a 34-year-old woman moans she'll never marry, claiming no one wants her age and she's too crazy for love in a desire-driven world. Men, you've seen this pity party. She waited too long, now expects you to swoop in and save her from her own choices. Why be her knight when she's already given up? Ready for a brutal clash? The next video's a quick takedown.
Blind dates these days are brutally direct, no build-up, just straight to the point. Yesterday, a couple at our agency, a 1996-born guy and a 1994-born woman, met for less than 10 minutes before the woman stormed out. I asked, "What happened? Why so quick? No more chatting?" She replied, "Ask him. He was too much," and left. A minute later, the guy emerged. I asked, "What's up? Didn't click? Did you say something offensive?" I thought maybe he'd been inappropriate, maybe got handsy, which is rare early on. But no, it wasn't that. He explained. She sat down and immediately hit me with 3 demands. I agreed to all, but I made one comment, and she got mad. Her demands: first, could he afford a 50,000 yuan dowry? He said yes. Second, she wanted a house, could be on a loan, but in her name, in a high-rise, not an old neighborhood, with his parents covering payments. He agreed, noting his family already owned a fully paid high-rise. Third, she wanted to delay kids for 3 years to bond. He found it reasonable, saying, "If she's fine waiting 3 years, why should I worry? We'll both be in our mid-30s. When she suggested adding each other on WeChat, he said, "Hold on. You have 3 conditions, so I have one. Can we do a premarital health check?" That did it. She snapped, "That's too much. You're disrespecting me," and stormed off. So, who's more at fault, the guy or the girl? Is everyone this blunt now?
In this clip, a woman matchmaker exposes a blind dater with syphilis demanding a 288,000 yuan dowry, calling her condition minor, and expecting full trust. Men, you've dodged these traps. She hides a deal breaker but wants your cash and commitment. Why risk your health for someone who lies and overprices her baggage? Brace for a global twist. The next video's a market shakeup.
Ever seen someone with syphilis show up for a blind date demanding a 288,000 yuan dowry? Being a matchmaker is a real eye-opener. Every day, I deal with outrageous cases. Are you here to find love or to scam someone? A woman was referred to me for matchmaking. She filled out her profile, quiet, decent-looking, good personality, seemingly healthy, with stellar conditions. I almost suspected she was too perfect, maybe even a marriage scammer. When we discussed premarital health checks, I listed standard tests, hepatitis, syphilis, HPV, etc. That's when she admitted she has syphilis. I was floored. I asked, "Why didn't you tell me up front?" She said, "I thought it was a minor issue." Minor? Syphilis? Is that minor to you? I asked if she was in treatment, mentioning medications like ceftriaxone. She rambled on, and I said I'd consult a doctor. I offered to match her with someone, provided I disclosed her condition, as some men might be okay if transmission could be prevented. Apparently, the virus stays in her blood forever. Then I asked about her dowry expectations, given her situation. She demanded 288,000 yuan, not a cent less. I said, "You're divorced, with 2 kids, and have syphilis. Isn't 288,000 excessive?" She replied, "If a man can't give me 288,000, why should I trust him for a second marriage? Trust a second marriage with a dowry? Being a matchmaker is infuriating."
In this clip, a woman matchmaker describes a blind date where a lady stormed out after the guy agreed to her dowry, house, and delayed kids' demands but asked for a premarital health check. "Men, you've been burned." She lays out a laundry list of demands but flips when you ask for basic accountability. Why marry someone who can't handle a fair trade? Think that's blunt? The next clip's a shocking scam.
Blonde, blue-eyed women from Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus are flooding blind dating corners in China's major cities, rattling older single Chinese women. These women hold signs saying, "No dowry, just a Chinese husband." At Beijing's Zhongshan Park, a 2000-born Russian Peking University master's graduate advertised owning 2 villas and a farm in Russia, seeking only a reliable Chinese boyfriend, no dowry needed. In Chengdu, another Russian beauty with a house and car asked for a symbolic 8,800 yuan dowry. These high-educated, attractive, high-earning women have disrupted China's marriage market. Fluent in multiple languages and adapted to Chinese culture, most don't demand dowries, prioritizing a dependable, mature partner. Chinese men and their parents are thrilled. A Shanghai mother said, "Local women want cars, houses, and 380,000 yuan dowries. Foreign women are younger, better qualified, and don't ask for dowries. We prefer them." Older single Chinese women are panicking, with social media rants demanding foreign women leave China's marriage market for disrupting fairness, or blaming Chinese men for being too low quality and relying on foreign women to save them. Yet, cross-border marriages are booming. Chinese men see these 20 to 25-year-old women, often with master's or doctoral degrees, as ideal with minimal demands like cars or houses. Some even offer financial support. Foreign women view Chinese men as filial, family-oriented, and devoted, lacking the machismo or violent tendencies of some cultures, making them premium partners. Compared to cross-border marriages, China's domestic marriage market feels warped. In 2024, only 6.106 million couples married, nearly half of a decade ago. Birth rates are plummeting, with fewer than 10 million newborns since 2020. At least 30 million men are single, partly because some Chinese women, swayed by societal pressures, demand financial security and emotional support, with hefty dowries and fully paid homes as must-haves. They can't grasp why foreign women forgo these. These women assume that with more men than women, they hold the upper hand. But some men are opting out of marriage, no longer seeing it as essential, while others embrace cross-border relationships. The dating market's gender ratio is a staggering 150 to 1, leaving older single women increasingly desperate. Still, cross-border marriages are niche. The real barriers to marriage are soaring housing prices, rising living costs, and an uncertain future. Without solutions, China's marriage market will remain chaotic.
In this clip, a woman panics over foreign women crashing blind dating scenes, offering beauty, education, and wealth with no dowry demands, outshining local single women. Men, you've seen the difference. She values your loyalty, not just your wallet, unlike locals who bleed you dry. Why settle for greedy when better options are knocking? Think that's spicy? The next clip's a bold demand.
Hefty's blind dating scene is on fire. Men now demand women provide premarital health checks, hotel stay records, and medical histories. Their logic? If women can demand cars, houses, and dowries, men, who've worked hard across generations, deserve a pure bride. If women call dowries traditional, men insist on traditional virtues, a grand wedding for a chaste, educated, virtuous woman. If this becomes a national trend, would you support it?
In this clip, a woman highlights a blind dating trend where men now demand women's health checks, hotel records, and medical histories, calling it fair if women ask for cars and dowries. Men, you're fed up. She pushes tradition to fleece you but screams when you demand purity. Why let her double standards drain you? Ready for family drama? The next video's a parent nightmare.
If anything's more bizarre than older single women, it's their parents. I'm staying calm to share a true story. I'm nearly 40, a matchmaker for almost a decade since my early 30s. Some clients registered with me years ago, some paid, some didn't. This story's about a woman who never paid a cent. This 1987-born woman and her parents have been demanding for 7 or 8 years, treating me like a servant despite never spending a dime. I've stayed polite, but they've recently pushed me too far. When I met her a decade ago, she was overweight, 1.63 meters, about 170 pounds post-diet. From a wealthy family in a high-dowry Shandong region, I won't name it to avoid regional bias accusations, her parents, formerly in politics and now in business, own 3 Qingdao properties. Her brother, sent abroad, settled there, leaving her to live with her parents. She came to me divorced, no kids, after a brief marriage. Why the divorce? She said her ex-husband was impotent, undiscovered until after marriage due to her strict parents' rules against premarital intimacy. For her happiness, they divorced, but she's remained single. Recently, at a matchmaking corner, her parents asked if I had anyone suitable for their now late 30s daughter. I thought of a 1983-born man, a solid guy who worked in Beijing and Shanghai before returning to Qingdao. He earns 700,000 to 800,000 yuan annually, never married, though a bit temperamental. They seemed a good match, only a few years apart. Despite not paying, the woman was always polite, so I set them up. They dated for 2 months. Then, her mother called one morning, demanding to talk while I was brushing my teeth. I called back, and she interrogated me, "Did you verify that guy's profile? Is his income real?" I asked, "What's wrong? Did he scam you?" She complained that after a month, he didn't give her daughter a 520 gift. His family's rich, so why is he stingy? Is he after our money or just a bad attitude? I pointed out they hadn't defined the relationship, so why expect gifts? They rarely met due to clashing schedules. She works in Laoshan, he's in Huangdao. She blamed him, saying, dating means commitment in a month, meeting parents in 3, marriage by year-end. Who says that? I snapped, "I haven't taken a cent from you in 10 years, not even water. I introduced your daughter to a great guy, and you're interrogating me. You're the stingy ones, yet you call him cheap. I'm not even a professional matchmaker, just helping out, and you don't say thank you." I wanted to sabotage the match but held back because the woman seems decent. What should I do? Should this match fail? These parents are unbelievable.
In this clip, a woman matchmaker rants about a single woman's parents who've hounded her for years, unpaid, demanding a rich guy for their divorced daughter while trashing a solid match for not gifting enough. Men, you've met these vultures. They expect you to bankroll their princess while they nickel and dime you. Why deal with entitled families who treat you like an ATM? Guys, what's your take? Drop a comment and keep this fire going.